Hello, so what we're going to be covering in this video is how you would handle some common exceptions when working with files. An exception is an error that occurs when a program is running, causing the program to abruptly halt. You can use the try except statement to gracefully handle exceptions. Working with files is error prone. You may not have access to a folder or the file may not exist. The first exception we will look at is a permission error exception. You can handle this situation in a straightforward way with a try except block. So let me just go ahead and click on the run program. This is our right sales program that we just wrote in the previous video. So let me just go ahead and run this program and watch it. So we will go ahead, enter 3 days of sales. That's day 1. That's day 2. And that's day 3. So let's go back and make sure this is correct. So the data has been written to the file. The file will appear in our CIS 156 folder. It appears in the same file as where our current right sales program is running. So what if, for instance, I specified when I wanted to write the information to a file, I specified a directory that I did not have permission to access. So that's what I'm doing here. So I'm specifying my C root directory. So now let's go ahead and rerun this program. If I go ahead, click on Run Module after I've saved it, I'll go ahead, enter how many days of sales, 3, and then what happened is a permission error exception gets thrown, and that's just telling me that I do not have permission to write files to my C root directory. So you can see that it's came back with a message. It lets me know exactly what line the error occurred, and then it specifies the error. So this has not errored out very gracefully. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a try except so the program will end gracefully due to that exception. So what the first thing we need to do is we need to add the try clause. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and add the try clause on line number 8. So what I need to do is I need to add my keyword try. And then after I add that keyword, then any code that I want to run under that try must be indented, and I want all the rest of the code to run within the try clause, because if it reaches the try clause, it means that we were successfully able to open that file. So we want to complete all those tasks while that file is open. So let me go ahead, and what I need to do is I just need to go ahead and tab over. Let me tab all this information over. So now the information will, or all of this code will execute as long as we've successfully opened a new file. So after I've done that, so in order to capture the exception, if an exception is thrown, what I need to do is I need to add an except. So, and I need to add that at the same level that our try block would execute. So let me just add an except, the keyword except, and then and then what I need to do is I need to specify the exception that we're going to see. And the exception that we saw is a permission error. So let me just go ahead and add that permission error in. And then what will happen is if we do not have permission to our C root directory, instead of erring with an exception, the code will drop down to this block of code, and it'll do anything that we want to as we place our code underneath our except block. So what I want to do is I just want to go ahead and print, you do not have permission to access the folder. And then I will just print the program has ended. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to rerun that program. So instead of that exception being thrown and that exception message being displayed, what will happen is we will drop down when Python recognizes that we do not have permission to our root C directory, then it'll drop down and it'll go ahead and print the information below our except clause. So let me go ahead and run this. So I'll enter my number of days of sales, and now it has ended gracefully. It prints out you do not have permission to access the folder. The program has ended. So in this way, when you add the try except, your program will end gracefully, and the user will know exactly why the program has ended. So that is the first exception that we're going to look at is a permission error. The second exception we will look at is a file not found error exception. So one common issue when working with files is handling missing files. The file you are looking for might be in a different location, the file name may be misspelled, or the file may not exist at all. You can handle all these situations in a straightforward way with a try except block. So that's what we're going to do next is I will go ahead and we're going to open up our read sales program that we created. So let me just go ahead and open that up and extend this out. So right now we're attempting to open our sales.txt file. We did write a sales.txt file to our directory, so that currently exists. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and misspell the file name. So instead of sales, I will just add sale, and I will go ahead and delete that. So let me go ahead and run my program now. And what'll happen is we get a file not found error. And again, it specifies where the actual error occurred, the line it occurred on, and then no such file or directory, and then it specifies the file in the exception. So in order to handle this exception, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to add a try except block here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I will add my try. And then again, I will go ahead and make sure all of this code executes under my try block. And then I will go ahead and add the except block. And I need to specify the error there, so it will be our file not found error. And I will go ahead and print out the following messages. Okay, so we'll print out that, and then we will go ahead and print the program has ended. Okay, so I will go ahead and run the module. Click on OK. And then we see our printed messages. The file does not exist that you are trying to access. The program has ended. So now we've handled that file not found error using our try except clause. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change the name back to sales, and we will rerun this program to make sure that it runs correctly with that try except in there when we specify the correct name. So what it does is it outputs the information that was stored in that file. So that's all I wanted to cover in this video. So we will talk to you later.